What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We're checking audio. We're checking audio. Let me know if you can hear me. How you guys doing? Hi, Cassandra. Hi, beautiful. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. We are having technical difficulty with our TikTok as always, as expected, because you know we are talking about some hot topics today, and they don't want us talking about who we're talking about. You guys already know that. You guys already know that. Capping for likes in the building. What's up, girlfriend? Welcome everybody who it's your first time here. I'm Jessica West. How are you guys doing? I am recently back on TikTok, okay? I wasn't able to get on TikTok for a while. We are back on TikTok, back on YouTube, so we running up this platform. We have so much stuff to talk about. I'm gonna let more people join the chat, you guys. We are going over Ronnie Doe. Rest in peace to Chrisean. Don't ever forget about my boy. We are so honored to be here together to talk about him and to set the record straight today. Right? Chocolate Berry, hey baby girl. So you guys, we have a special guest. We have a few joining us. But again, as you can imagine, my page is being reported. We've had technical difficulties and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to get everybody on here who is supposed to be on this live tonight. But God, thank you guys so much for coming up here. Just to, I got a lot of inquiries about this. I got a lot of people talking in my DMs, wanting to know what was gonna be said tonight, you know. And we're not coming from a place of disrespect. We're coming from, you know, a perspective. I helped Ronnie. I was working with him behind the scenes, knew him very well, and what's been going on recently, the smear campaign against his name is unacceptable, and the fight continues, and we don't let anybody back us into a corner. It's justice for Ronnie. It's Save the Last Can. It's Save Junior. We scream all that. So if his family's in here, welcome. To the new followers, welcome. I'm Jessica West, again, celebrity manager. I manage Bonnie Lachey. I manage a couple NFL players. I manage a couple rappers. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate this so much. I'm so excited about having you guys in here and being back on TikTok. So thank you guys so much. So let everyone come in for a minute. I'm going to set my phone up. Let me know if you can hear me correctly. We're going to go over some stuff today. And any questions you guys have, put them in the chat. So I want to admit that I'm new to TikTok, you guys. My team and I have had a lot of success on Instagram and other social media platforms, but we are back on TikTok, back on YouTube, running up these platforms. And so I thought what a great way to start this dialogue today was to bring it over here to TikTok and start the conversation. I know TikTok is running it up. There's a beautiful community over here, and there's a community for what we're trying to do over here as well, to spread knowledge and awareness and to not let anything go in vain. I'm not going to sit up here and keep letting Ronnie's name get drug in the dirt and letting people disrespect his legacy and his fight. You know, I'm just honored that I'm able to still speak on his behalf. You know, his family is lovely. God bless them. They are going through a lot, and I couldn't even imagine what they are going through. But I just want you guys to know you have a lot of people that have your back, and a lot of people that loved Ronnie, a lot of people that understood his fight, a lot of people that were moved by his determination. And like I said in some of my interviews, Ronnie was a scholar, you guys. He was really profound. If you had a chance to get to know Ronnie, he was genius, okay? Musically talented, exceptionally smart, and he was a golden child. And so he had a light in him that was very special. Similar to my client, Bonnie Lachey, you know, they both have dealings in the circus, right? And so, you know, what drew me to Ronnie, come in, you guys. What drew me to Ronnie initially was he got the end of the bad stick in the Blueface circus, right? Oftentimes we have these big members, and we have the members that are affected and are still dealing with the members of the circus. So in my opinion, Ronnie and Bonnie connected so well and became friends because they kind of were dealt a bad hand. They were in the circus dealing with a lot of flack back, and everyone drugged Bonnie to filth when she came out. You guys know that. They were just like, who is this girl? What is she talking about? She's going crazy. She's running it up. But again, similar to Ronnie, he had a story and he had a journey, and his conviction for the paternity of that child was something I've never seen. It's disgusting me that the rumors online about him clout chasing. Let's not get anything twisted. Ronnie was a musician, an artist, and has been rapping for a long time. Helped Chrisean with her music. He's been doing his big one, okay? So he's the true artist here, and his music was beautiful and amazing, and we were just getting started to help him with promotion and a whole proper rollout for his music. I had him set to go on Bay Area Compass and Thizzler, and we had all these good things going on, and so he was taken too soon, you guys, and it has left a dent and a sour taste in everybody's mouth. I don't think any of us have been the same since this has happened. It's affected everybody tremendously, disgustingly. I could cry, shaking. The anger that we all felt, knowing that this young man was fighting so hard for paternity and wanted justice for that child. In a sense, he wanted that child to get help. He wanted Junior to be okay. And this man had timeline receipts. He had every single thing that made me honor his word and believe what he was talking about. He knew timelines, he knew this, he had receipts, he had text messages. And, you know, there were often times when I would try to get Ronnie booked for certain things, and I'd be like, listen, you're going to have to tell everything about Chrisean. You're going to have to tell the family secrets. You go on this podcast, and he wouldn't do it. And the thing that really, till this day, and I can admit that, the parallels between Bonnie and Ronnie, right? Ronnie's fight was deeper, and I don't think I understood that, and I could admit that. I saw him, like I said, the story, I saw it similar to Bonnie. He's dealt a bad situation. He has talent. He has a story. And, you know, I can help him run it up, and I can help him seek whatever he wants, right? And I think for Ronnie, it was so much deeper than that. And he had so much history and ties to these people. And I didn't really understand that. And I'm not going to lie. I can admit that now, looking back in some of our past conversations. There'd be times when looking back at our past conversations, and I would just realize now that he was fighting for something so much deeper, and I don't think people got that. It hurts my heart till this day, but makes me overjoyed and happy that when Ronnie did pass, he got so much love and so much respect, and there was so much money gifted to his GoFundMe. That showed everybody right away how much you guys believed in his fight, how much you loved him, and how much you was gonna rock and support that family. The internet is messy, right? We get on the internet. You know, any of us who sign up for this, we know we're entertainers, right? It comes with a lot of slack back. You got to have a tough skin to be on this internet game, boy, let me tell you, because you could be in a fetal position. And it's hard to teach that. And I want to admit that with all my clients, I have to teach this as marketing. I have to teach the viralness and the marketings as numerical numbers. And we look at it from an analytics standpoint. So my perception of drama and everything is numbers. And so it's a fine line. Some of us know how to use this media for marketing, and we know how to run up the numbers. And if you do it right, you can have so much success on the internet, and you can make six figures, you know. And we live in a day and age where anyone could be famous. We have grandmas on TikTok who are 80 years old making a way for themselves. I mean, this is the day in technology that everyone is so connected. Whatever time in history do you have access to networks, CEO, billionaires like this with one click? So it's a fascinating era we live in, right? And so the dynamic between that, I was really helping Ronnie navigate that. And, you know, because I had already been through that with other clients and with Bonnie. And when he came to me and he wanted my help, I'm like, you know, it's going to be tough. This is not going to be easy, not one bit. And I need you to understand that you are going to get drugged every which way. They're going to come for you. They're going to come for your family. They're going to do everything they can. Like, are you ready for this? And he said, yeah, I'm ready for it. And when I tell you he was ready, he was ready. He was ready. Okay, I was so proud of him. I was so in awe of just like his determination and his spirit. And I was so proud of him. Like, I wish I could tell him that boy, you went off, and I'm so proud of you. And it was such an honor to work with you. And it was such a weird connection that we had, because again, him and Bonnie start trolling each other online. And we're going to start this live off. Let me welcome everybody again too. I'm rambling on, but I have a structure for the live. We are talking about Ronnie Doe today. We are talking about all things Ronnie Doe. There's been so much rumors going around online recently. His name has been brought up on Nene Leak's podcast, Jason Lee podcast, the Danza Project, and it has been all lies. You know, the last thing I saw is Aunt Jetta. She put under a comment that, what about this dream you're talking about? And how come you won't give my sister paternity? So So Chrisean is in the media making it seem like she is talking to the family and it's kumbaya. And that's not what Jetta's message said. So I think the family, and I don't want to speak for the family, I'm going to speak for the fans. Let me not even say that. It's disgusting that the day after Ronnie passed, there was a fake paternity test that circulated the internet. Not even, golly, you guys, it wasn't even 24 hours and that paternity test was up. The same fake one that, you know, has been circling online for however, whatever. But the indecency, the lack of respect, the lack of a moral compass, it was hard to watch. And I know it was hard for Ronnie's family to watch. It was hard for a lot of us to watch. We were in shock of the whole situation, the whole scenario. It was a lot, you know, it was disgusting. That's the best way I could put it. So you guys listen again, Jessica West Side Stories. We're on here talking about Ronnie Doe. I want to get things in order because I feel like the fight's not over for Ronnie, right? And I feel like oftentimes we wanted to respect the family and we didn't want to say anything. I think the first thing I had seen was Tasha K had put up a statement in regards to Ronnie's family saying, you know, let the justice system do its due process. And we wanted to respect their wishes. But we want justice and we're hungry for it. We are gut wrenched for it. We want justice for Ronnie so bad. I don't think his family understands the amount of magic he had in him, how many people's life he resonated with. Messages of DMs fans would send him of inspiration at his fight, and didn't nobody care about that baby more than Ronnie, okay? His fight for him, it was just unparalleled to anything we had ever seen. So the uncanny appearance too, we get DMs about that all the time. The family, Ronnie, they look just like him. I mean, you look at the baby, you look at Ronnie, it's so eerie. So there's a lot of denial on the internet. I think my biggest lesson out of this whole situation was realizing that power, money, fame is really the root of all evil, that some people will do anything to maintain that. We often see that in Law and Order and movies and the Power Book and stuff like that, but there's some real funky shit going on behind the scenes. Excuse my language. So anyways, you guys, let's get started on this. Yeah, and I have a lot of fans in there talking about how we've been kind of quiet because the mourning process. I mean, we were so shocked and it was disgusting, and everybody was so hurt and fans crying. I mean, they had a live funeral for Ronnie because that's how much support he had. His work, his employers, everybody got up there and spoke so highly about him. He is so missed. He is so loved. He touched so many lives. It's insane. So I want the family to know that we really love Ronnie, we really respect him, and there are going to be uncomfortable moments in this industry. You know what I mean? It is a media game. Ronnie was in the media game, and his story has to do with Chrisean Rock, and it has to do with paternity of this child. So I can only imagine how it hurts to have his name connected to Chrisean in any type of way. I'm sure they cringe when, you know, they see that, but that was a part of his fight, right? So you cannot tell Ronnie's story without talking about Chrisean or Junior, or talking about Blueface or the circus or Bonnie, or you just can't. It doesn't make sense. He was working towards having his music roll out, but people don't know him really for that, you know? And everyone has worked so hard to stay away from that Chrisean X narrative, you know what I mean? But it's a thin line because we want to respect them, but we want to go off too. And there's so many different type of fans that have so many different type of religions and believe in so many different things. And they have done their own things to connect with Ronnie, and it may offend some people, or that might not be your religion, or that might not be what you believe in, but it's coming from a place of answers. It's coming from people, they're not even knowing where to turn. Everyone just needed somewhere to go. And we're fastly came to this realization that the circus was serious, and there was people getting murdered, and there was stuff involved that we didn't even know. So it really halted everybody. If I could be quite frank with you guys, it just blew our wigs all the way back. And I personally, okay, we're gonna start, you guys. Are you guys hearing me? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? How you guys doing? To get to the before you start reporting. Okay, we're gonna get to, okay, so anyways, you guys, give me 1 second. I'm pulling up my notes here. Can you guys hear me okay? That's what I need to know. The one Terrorito said that Chrisean and Blue had something to do with Ronnie's passing. He is truly missed. Thank you guys. That was by Tempest23. Thank you, Chocolate Berry. Let me read some of these chats, you guys. I believe it. Yes, loud and clear. Okay, you guys, perfect. Okay, thank you guys so much. Okay. So, again, let me tell you guys how I came with Ronnie. Okay, so let me tell you a little backstory before I go into the topics really quickly. So, when Bonnie came out with Blueface, Bonnie had a lot of controversy because she had been messing with Blueface behind the scenes for years. Nobody knew about it, but you know Blueface, right? If you know Blueface, you know Blueface, right? So when Bonnie came out, this is around the time like Jaden and him proposed to each other and, you know, all that stuff like that. I don't think him and Chrisean were dealing with each other, but Bonnie was still in the picture. And so the day of No Jumper, when we went to No Jumper, the famous No Jumper where Bonnie got in the fight with Chrisean's makeup artist, Nikki, Blueface was actually supposed to come with us to the No Jumper. Him and Bonnie were like getting serious, and he was telling Bonnie that he was about to start bringing her out and working with her. He had some grandiose scheme to have all them together, and but I think him and Chrisean were actually on the outs, if I remember correctly. It was like the day before he turned himself into jail, if you guys can think back to this time. So we go to No Jumper. We're staying at the Marriott across the street from the Burbank, right? Blueface comes to the hotel. He meets up with Bonnie the night before. He's supposed to go to No Jumper with us, okay? And I think this is, I want to say January 4th or something like that. But anyway, so we get into the room. He's waiting for us down in the lobby. We get into the room. Bonnie asked him specifically in front of my face. She goes, "What's up with you and Chrisean?" And then Blueface said, "Clear as day. I don't F with her, and that's not my R-word baby." And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be funny. But this is what he told my publicist, my promoter, Bonnie, and a security member we had. And so we're all in the room, okay? So we leave out the room. Bonnie and Blue hang out for that night. We go to No Jumper the next day. Blueface doesn't show up. He has to go to court that day. He turns himself in. We end up finding him. That's why he didn't come, blah, blah, blah. So that's the story. So that was my first inkling that there could be something afloat or amiss with the paternity of the baby, because in the room, he said, "That's not our baby, and I don't F with that girl," right? So that's the first thing I heard. So when I started working with Bonnie, you guys, and, you know, Bonnie was initially in the Blue Girls Clubhouse. She was signed to Blueface. She was in Blues Angel. She blew up off the show with Chrisean, and then she left the situation for personal reasons. Earlier this year, it's going to be a year and a half now, I started managing Bonnie, and we rebranded her, remarketed her, and then got her back in the limelight, right? So long story short, when I started working with Bonnie, I had to sit down with Bonnie and be like, "Bonnie, like, tell me about everybody. Like, I need to know the whole dynamics. You know, I need to know everything." And she would forever tell me some random story about Chrisean, some ex from Maryland, and how some murder and something. So I always knew about this story, right? She'd always tell me, "Yeah, there's this guy from Maryland that she used to mess with, and that's like the love of her life," and da-da-da-da. So Ronnie, unknowing that, I knew him from that, right? So Bonnie would tell me, though, that, you know, when we saw the baby and how it was looking and coming out, and Bonnie kept saying, "You know, I think that might be baby. Like, I think that might be," and I'm just like, "Yeah, that's what, you know, Blueface said in the hotel." And then she's like, "No, but I think it really is." And so Bonnie and Chrisean were really close in the house, and she personally knows a lot about Chrisean. Bonnie's situation and Chrisean's situation is parallel to me. They both grew up in, you know, with a big family, but foster care, drug, not a good home. Bonnie was in foster care. She has like 13 brothers and sisters too, all awarded to the state. Like, she has a gnarly story, and she preaches financial literacy for women and foster care awareness and all this stuff because of her past. But long story short, they really, really connected. And so Bonnie knows a lot about Chrisean and knows, she lived with Blueface and Chrisean. So it's just like, my insight is not coming from a place of a fan or coming from anything else. This is my cousin Bonnie, and this is Blueface, and this is people that we know. So, you know, I can't remember specifically. Oh, Bonnie and Ronnie went live, and that's, I think, the first time we found out. You know, if you guys remember back, Ronnie would tease the internet. He'd pop on sometimes, and he'd be like, "Yeah, that's my baby." And then he'd come off and he'd say he won it, and then it kind of left people with a sour taste in his mouth, because when he really decided to tell his story and his truth, it was hard for him, because he had popped back and forth online so much with his, "Oh, I'm the father," or "I'm not the father," or teasing the situation, right? So Bonnie called him out on it. Bonnie was like, I know you got paid, because that's a Blueface photo. I know you got paid to be quiet. I know that's not your baby. Blueface already told me that wasn't your baby, so you might as well come out and say that and get your baby. And this is the time when people were rumored saying that he was in CPS because she was in jail and all this stuff like that. So the initial connection with me and Ronnie was when Bonnie and Ronnie went live, and it was who gonna take the baby or whatever conversation they had. And they were trolling. Back then, Bonnie and Ronnie weren't friends, so it was bad. Ronnie was talking about, her with Party Next Door, and she was teasing him, and it was insane. It was funny. It was like perfect entertainment. It went extremely viral. But anyways, they were calling him Bronny and a bunch of crazy stuff. But long story short, Bronny was so funny though. Like, we got off the phone like, wait, I kind of like him. Like, he's fucking cool, because he was so, like, we laughed the whole time. We couldn't even take him serious because his jokes were like epic. And I'm just like, oh my God, this kid's funny, right? And so, like, I don't know, like, they started getting along, Ronnie and Bonnie, after that. I think I told this on another podcast. I was randomly with her in Starbucks out of town. I forget where we were. We were like in New York or something, or Atlanta. I could hear her talking to somebody, and I'm thinking it's like her brother or someone really important, and she's laughing. And then I'm like, who's that? And she's like, Ronnie. And I'm like, Ronnie Doe? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. On the phone. So they just had a connection, and they were just planning so much cool stuff, and they were connecting on music, and we invited Ronnie to the Black Excellence Awards out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bonnie was hosting and performance. It's a huge award show out here in Las Vegas. Captain for Likes, you were there as the Tronics liaison. If you're in there, girlfriend, but Ronnie was supposed to come out there with us, and it was a big thing we were planning. And so after that, he was really scared about coming out working with Bonnie, scared about being set up, scared about stuff happening to him. And finally, after him becoming friends with Bonnie and talking to her so much, he asked me if I can help him with his career. So that's how we get here, you guys, if that makes sense a little bit. And so they had already built a rapport. We had already talked to Ronnie. We had already had dealings with him, had plans with him, all kinds of stuff like that. So again, that's kind of how I got into the picture. And so when Ronnie decided to come out, he gave us kudos how Bonnie was able to maneuver the internet. We had everybody against us. We had Bodie, we had everybody coming against us as one, and we ended up triumphing through it. I mean, golly, Bonnie just sold out Milan Fashion Week. She just got a L'Oreal makeup deal. Like, that's insane to think where she came from, and her leaving that show to get a 6-figure L'Oreal brand deal and to sell out Milan Fashion Week with LA Fashion Closet. And I'm proud of her. That's a lot of work. But I mean, I really believe that you're your own mental block, right? All you have to do is put the pedal to it and do it. So you're only limited to what you think you're limited to. So Ronnie would give us compliments on that. He's like, I love how Bonnie maneuvered through the industry and how you guys didn't fear nothing and you didn't let nothing stop you. And I'm just like, yeah, we was coming for everybody. Like, when you make a decision in your mind to change your life and you really go for it, like, you really go for it. And again, this is entertainment. So there has to be a level of exaggeration and drama, and nobody wants to watch mother skipping in the fields. Like, closed mouths don't get fed, okay? Like, you have to be aggressive. This is a competitive industry. And so I think he, like I said, liked how we kind of maneuvered and stuff. And so I was just like, I got you. And I had him the same thing I had Bonnie do when I first started working with her. Tell me everything. Tell me this. Tell me that. What's this? What's this person? Am I going to do that? And Ronnie had to do the exact same thing. So I got the whole breakdown from high school to this, and the mom and the prostitution and the mayor and the crazy sisters and the everything. And it was so hard for me. I was trying so hard to keep Ronnie on track because I wasn't ready for all that, you guys. I couldn't even process all that. Bonnie's was so surface. It was just popping at Blueface, tricking on her, telling all her little nasty stories with him. Like, it was fun. Ronnie's was deeper. He believed he was the child's father. Some argue that he wanted that relationship back with her. I don't know. I know they were still in communications. Even through me dealing with him, there was times when they communicated, which doesn't feel good with me in my heart. Even around the mall situation, I know there was calls that was made to him to meet him at the mall, and it was kind of made to look like a setup. So there's been a lot of plays, and From what I know, I don't like Tasiki's interview talking about how she fed him, and ain't no one fed Ronnie. Ain't no one helped Ronnie. I don't like how you guys are making it look like he ain't got family, like they don't support him. Ronnie has a strong family that have had his back since day one. So there is no, oh, we fed him and I knew they fed that boy. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, if anything, his family helped y'all out. If anything, he took in Chrisean at her most vulnerable when she didn't have a family. So we're gonna dead that right now. You know what I'm trying to say? It's getting weird. Right. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. You guys are so sweet. Clock it. Capping. I love you. Let me get a sip of my coffee, you guys. I'm getting hot. I got these lights on me. I got this goddamn Beyonce hair on. Like, woo, it's too much. Hold on. I get passionate when I talk about Ronnie. I get so sad. My heart hurts. My heart aches. My heart bleeds. It's disgusting. And I've had 3 really bad losses. My producer, Disco Boogie, Ronnie Doe, and then my good friend Bubbly within like 2 months apart of each other. So, oh, the devil been working. He been trying to take me out. He been trying to take me out, hunty. Let me tell you. But, you know, I'm so blessed and I'm so honored to have come across these people. They changed my life. No one was expecting for us to connect with him that much and to love him that much and for us to all get along like that. And it was just easy. And I can see why he was loved and liked. And I could see why even that person chose him. And his heart was really gold. So yeah, and like I said, I'm bringing it back. I had got him booked for certain things where he would have to talk about Chrisean's family and talk really bad, not really bad, but they wanted to know all. Some podcasters, you get on a podcast, they want virality, they want a viral moment, you know, and some people will get on there and they'll be nice and they want to hear your story. And he had opportunities for, you know, a bag and he turned it down. And I think when I seen that, I'm like, okay, this isn't about that. He's not really like seeking the same thing Bonnie's seeking. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I kept comparing the situations. Bonnie and Ronnie both got dealt a blue hand. Both these people fucked him over and I'm gonna help them get on with their story. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the angle I'm coming from. And I thought it was like F her. Like, that's how I was feeling. But it wasn't though. It was like F her, but like not, if that makes sense. You get it? I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by that. It was like F her, but like not. And she had a way of messing with him, like soul ties type shit. Like, I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. I just know, like, the realization of him knowing in his final moments that that person did that is bone crushing. Okay, you guys, let me bring up these topics real quick. So I'm checking my phone really quickly because we do have a guest joining us, you guys. And I want to be very transparent too. I actually have an event that's going to be coming up in an hour, so I'm going to have to get off the line shortly too. But anyway, so let me go ahead and keep going. Can you guys hear me? I'm going to check this to see if we can get our special guest on really quickly. And then I have someone who's going to join our live too really quickly. I think you're right, Captain. I think he did want to be cordial for the baby. I think he really, really, really did.
Hey, good people.
Can you hear me?
Yes, baby, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can they see
All
us?
right. Yeah, they can still see us. You just have
Okay.
the multi-guest box on. So, pretty much, y'all, I just want to let y'all know, and I just had tooth surgery, so help bear with me. But look, everybody, y'all know what to do if y'all coming from TikTok side. Jessica, you are doing very well to not have been on TikTok for a minute, watching your verbiage and things like that. Let's turn it up because you are doing God's work, okay? You are
Thank
bringing the
you.
word. I know Ronnie's a few of his family members dope, okay? So he comes from an awesome background. Y'all, they on here slandering, bro. Like they're slandering him in ways I didn't think you it's this new age stuff that's coming up. I'm 39, so when you look back and you be like, what's going on? Like y'all really on here talking about this man and you know his family is just now grieving. Y'all Capping for Likes, Jessica, and a few others has really brought this to the forefront. And when I tell you everybody's on point, I see some of the names in the comment. I seen y'all over on Instagram. Everybody's on point. But I don't know how much Jessica know. We gonna let her run it, and I'm gonna stay right here in the background. And when she want us to talk, I think that'll be more so fair. So I see she paused, so I ain't gonna say too much of nothing until she come back because hey, the people that's in here, y'all know what's up, and we gotta let this be known because it's getting ready to crack open. Okay, it's getting ready to crack open.
Amen to that. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that.
Are you
Beautiful
aware?
intro.
I didn't know you were still here, beautiful. Are you aware? I'm not trying to give anybody no real big exposure like that, but look, are y'all aware of the Lexi? Are you aware of her?
No, explain it all.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, there we go. I just want to be, mindful and courteous because it is your platform.
Thank
So
you.
look, y'all. So this is where we at. So Captain came and she had a powerful man come and have this wine for Ronnie's birthday. His name is Don. And Don, a lot of people run from prophets or people that say they feel spirits. And I used to be one of them. Well,
Mm.
when Captain went live and she brought Don, I happened to click on the link and I went in there. Everything he said was powerful because y'all, God has angels and he blessed us all with the gift of discernment. So we have to study that to know what discernment means, to know how to utilize it. Moving forward, I'm always researching in the background. Sometimes I jump in the comments, but when you know what you just got to sit back and watch it unfold. So that's why we have the speakers, which is Catherine and Jessica. Like, it's some major people on this, y'all, bigger than what we knew. It's a lady over on Instagram that has put the whole case, and I don't think she knew at the beginning that she was getting ready to crack this case. She cracked it, y'all. Now Quail he's wanted for questioning, okay? He is wanted for questioning. And when I say she got everything, matter of fact, let me try to drop the
Mm.
link. I'm going to give it to Jessica. And I think I sent it to you, Captain. I don't know. But whatever. If I have not, I will send it to y'all. You got to cover it. It's
Can
going
you hear me,
down.
Jessica?
I can hear you, Cassandra. Can you hear us,
Okay.
Captain?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
here.
perfect. Thank you
So,
so much for sending that. We have seen that go around. So I want to get in the hot topics on that beautiful note that you just gave us. Thank you for that.
yes.
And reiterating, piggyback on Prophet Don. Beautiful message again. That's when I was speaking earlier about how we mourn Ronnie in different ways. Every one of us believes in different things, and it's no offense to anybody, but respect needs to be given on all religions and platforms. You get it? And there's been some beautiful moments, and that guy was online popping it so much. And I want kind of Captain to go into that a little bit. Captain, if you can, and kind of tell the fans about that situation. We'll start there with the update.
Okay, so how do I put this? Okay, so Prophet Donnie's a powerful psychic. So we did a reading. Ronnie came on my platform and he did a reading with Don. And I need people to understand, like, no readings are probably going to necessarily be 100% accurate, right? Like, it's just a flow of energy and what the worker is picking up. So it doesn't mean any offense or any harm. Nothing was scripted. This was just straight raw channeling from what Don was saying. Now, he did have on my platform with just Ronnie tell him that he will never know the truth about his son, right? And I need people to understand, well, people are saying, oh, he's a fraud. He didn't predict this. He didn't predict that. But I need you to understand, he wasn't about to tell this young man he wasn't going to be alive on a public platform, right? That's something that would have, if anything, been said to him privately. Okay, so I need people to understand that first off and foremost. It's not, so you do not have to take it as fact, right? You do not take it as fact. This is just channeling. This was just a way to help Ronnie try to get some answers. And then when he passed away, for us to try to get some answers or understandings. And, if people needed wanted to cope and speak
Yeah.
their piece and things like that. So,
And I have to say, thank you, Kappa. We ride so hard for Ronnie, and we need to maintain a united front because there is a lot of them out there, and we cannot be in each other's comments, even if we don't agree or anything like that. We want to remain solid and unified. There's a handful of us fighting this good fight and really doing it. So it's important. We want to give the family respect. We want to give the fans respect, but it's like everyone is going to process this in their own way. And we are a part of the entertainment industry. And Ronnie was a part of the entertainment industry, right? Cap, and really quickly, the guy who Chocolate was talking about, can you talk about him a little bit and how he first popped on talking about Ronnie and then kind of update people with that?
Okay, from my understanding, there's some other pages that talk pretty in depth with him on YouTube. I believe her name is it Queen. I'll figure it out and I'll repost it on my
Becoming King Lexus.
Yeah. So I would give credit to her. She did an in-depth dive, so I would go to her channel on YouTube.
Okay.
But from what I've gathered from it, Quell created some type of beef with Ronnie prior to his passing, right? And they were displaying it out on the internet. And then once Ronnie passed, Quell came out, went live, and was like making very disrespectful and incriminating comments regarding Ronnie's death.
And not to cut you off, Cutie Pie, just so they understand your little part. Just not to cut you off, baby. Just so y'all know what she just said. What she's saying is he created some beef. Well, technically, the rock on the ground created that beef because that is Chastity.
Jessica, I'm going to say something after she's done.
Go ahead, babe.
I'm just trying to clear a little part. That's Chastity's ex-best friend, which was very close with Trauma, in which he broke down everything that happened with Trauma. I'll drop that link for y'all too, because this stuff is all over the place. Right. But I'll drop that link. But she made it seem as if Ronnie, the stuff that was going on online, was about Trauma. And when you're indulging in street pharmacy activities, he took that, he ran with it because it was compensation with it. Go ahead, Captain.
So anyways, he came out and it just seemed like he was just incriminating himself.
Okay.
Because he was saying things that it was just like strange, like things like, well, he didn't have his ID on him, or he didn't even know to look behind him. Just like these little comments, and you're just like, well, or talk about, well, you don't know what happened. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Yada, yada. And we're like, well, do tell. Because now he's upset because he claims detectives are looking for him. And he's basically claiming he was just trolling. So he accused Blueface of needing to owe him $100K. So
right. Try to insinuate that Blueface owed $100K for the hit. Right. Okay.
So, and then can I say something, Jessica?
Rumors about Chrisean. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Yeah. I just want to say, I pray for his family. I'm in tears now. This is a very bad situation. It has affected me the last 4 to 5 months. I tried to attempt suicide a few weeks ago because of this situation. And I just want to say thank you to Jessica for the support. This is a very bad situation. And I feel very bad. I feel like I was going to reach out to him that week that he passed, but I didn't. I was going through a lot of stuff. And this is a situation where it's like a lot of hands are being pointed, but I want people to know that he was a really good person and that he just really loved his child. He wanted to fight for justice. And I just hope that his mom knows that we love her. And I want his aunt to know that we feel her pain. And this is something I cry about every day. I cry about 4 times a day, 2 if it's a good day. But I just want to say, Ronnie, we love you. And I hope God's taking care of you.
That was beautiful, Cassandra. You guys, Cassandra is a huge Ronnie supporter. She's a huge supporter of me and Captain and a lot of us on the internet. This is like our sister. Okay, we don't play about her, but always encouraging Ronnie, always there for Ronnie. Spoke to Ronnie in his DMs, rooted him on, believed him, never doubted him, and was just such a fighter and has been affected by it. We've been there for her through this all, but I don't think the family understands how much this affected a lot of people and how much they really loved him. So it's really hard to be quiet about him. It's really has been hard for these last 5 months for us to even sit quiet, knowing all that we know. I personally had to almost fly Ronnie out of Maryland to Vegas twice because he texted me that he was in fear for his life. We know the Maryland Police Department is doing their job, and I know the family has put up information about the detective to talk to. If you know anything, I would encourage you guys to do that. It can take one information that could break the whole case, right? But we want justice and we want it fast. This is disgusting how he was done and how his life was ripped away from him at such a young age. And so, Cassandra, thank you for always speaking up for him and advocating for him and being the peacemaker in this circus. Sometimes you really are, sis. You really be the calm. And we're always here for you. We love you and continue to stay strong because you're such a light also. And you know Ronnie loves you so much. So thank you for that. God, that's tough. That's tough. Can you guys hear me okay?
I just want to say to his aunt, stay strong. Justice will be served, and I will make sure of that.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many people advocating for Ronnie behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I want to make this very clear, you guys. The game was changed when Ronnie was unalive. It really, and Captain has dealt with this too. Captain and maybe, Ronnie and Bonnie have dealt with real issues outside of the internet, real life issues that have threatened their families in their homes. And you would think it's supposed to be so fun and games, but there has been real serious issues. And I think for Captain and me, when this happened, or Ronnie, this was like the final straw. This changed everything. So everyone now moves accordingly. Pages are getting snatches. People are getting hurt now. All for protecting this person and protecting the lives. And it almost seems like if you come against it, they will do anything to protect the life, anything, and they are willing to take anybody out. So everyone's movement behind the scenes has been according to what has been presented to us for our safety purposes. But don't think for 1 second Ronnie is not being advocated for, that people are not working, that God is not working 10 times hard, that stuff is not being done. But I want everyone to come together and fight and to continue to tell his story. I'm disgusted that there's been a smear campaign for this last week. Like I said, the Danza Project, we had her on Nene Leaks, we had her on all these platforms talking about dreams that she had from Ronnie, looking guilty as all hell. It doesn't even sound right when she speaks his names and talks about him. I cringe because it's like demonic, right? Aunt Jetta just put literally a clip up saying that, tell me about this dream you had, Chrisean, and why won't you give my sister paternity? So why are you on every single interview talking about you talk to the family? They're talking about, oh, no, we know that ain't our grandson. They have never said that.
Yeah.
They have never said that, ever.
And Miss Jetta, I see that you're going here, Auntie Jetta. Much respect to you. I apologize. I joined Jessica because there's so much going around, and now I know what to report and what to try to flag. So thank you for putting that in the chat, Auntie.
Hi, Aunt Jetta. We love Aunt Jetta.
Yes.
We love Aunt Jetta. Ronnie's family is amazing, and this was the only boy in his family. He knew he had a legacy to protect. When he saw that baby at the ball that day, you guys, it wasn't good at all. It was almost shocking. He cried literally, like, I can't even believe what is going on. So I want to encourage, what's the next step for us, right? As a unit, as Ronnie's family who advocates for him every day. We respected the family's wishes. We saw a Tasha K interview and being very transparent where she kind of said, hold, you guys. The family wants just process and due process for Ronnie's case. No one jumped to conclusion. You know what I mean? So I think everyone in the media wanted to respect that, and we kind of took a step back. But we're not going to allow Chrisean to keep going on every platform and lying about Ronnie. It's just not going to happen. And so if we have to become louder to close that out or to do what we got to do, that's one thing. We're not tarnishing his legacy. He's not just Chrisean's ex. Like, we're dead with that. And she's not about to just sit up here and lie on the family. And so I can't even tell them what to do. I would never, you know, and I know Aunt Jetta gets in comments and says something, but if you guys ever really need help with advocating and want to get on platforms and want to start telling your story, we have so much support, right, Captain? You have so much support.
And then one thing I want to say, Jessica, I'm tired of her sitting there trying to make it look like he came from the hood, because she's creating this persona that he's like, he never lived in the hood. Ronnie's family is very intelligent. And I think it's like a slap in the face that you're going to play on him. He can't defend himself, and to make it look like he came from an uneducated family. And I understand that's where she came from. But what we're not going to do is continue to let her trigger everybody that's grieving, like his mom and his aunt, and play in his face and know that he can't speak for himself and they're going through a heavy amount of grief. We're going to do the fight. And I don't care what it takes. I don't care if she tries to silence us. I'm ready for this. Even if this means a price on my life, I'm ready to fight, and I'm not going to let this girl get away with this.
Amen. 100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. We are past that with her. I think we've all realized that there is not normacy there. There's not normacy there. There is no reasoning. There's no ration, right? So we oftentimes think like, oh my God, how could that person even do that? How could you put up a fake paternity test the day after someone passes away? How could you? We're not dealing with normality, right? So in that perspective, it's disgusting, and it has to stop. The broadcasters and the people who are on the platforms need to be taken accountable. They're asking every single question, but the questions that matter are the questions that the fans want to hear, right? They're asking about everything but justice for Ronnie, everything but saving that child. You know, the last thing Ronnie told me was to pray for her, which was hard to hear. Pray for the child. And Ronnie really believed that that was his baby and had every single proof to show me. Dealt with Chrisean up into his passing, you guys. So when she's online telling people that she hasn't saw Ronnie since back knows when, that's just not true. Her whole bus in Oklahoma was going out to Maryland, seeing Ronnie, dealing with him, like going to Maryland, getting to Maryland. I really feel like she'd always go back to him, kind of thing, if that makes sense. And he was always there for her. He was always there for her. I feel like, you know, no matter what, she can kind of do no wrong. And if you guys put things in perspective, to have the love of your life, to move out to California with her, to go through this big case that he went through, the unaliving of the person that him and Chrisean did, and then for him to go on the Blueface, for her to go on the Blueface house, get with the rapper, and all this to happen, that is shocking. And I don't know if Ronnie processed that or even knew how to navigate all that. I believe that he knew for a long time that that was his child, and I think he was just scared, just like everybody is. To get on this internet and to be vocal is a scary thing, and we have seen from it that people do get hurt from it. So it's just hard to navigate him going up against money, conglomerates, business. And I don't think people understand how much Chrisean and Blueface were getting paid in their height. Okay, their first deal with Zeus was like $4 million. The second season, I think they got paid a little bit more than that. We're talking about homes, property, money, investments. Like, people will do anything they can to protect that. And to further piggyback on that, we have the whole dynamic of Chrisean's family and the Malones and the white. What is he, What is he, you guys? The guy who they say that's her father. So there's a dynamic of that, and the sisters, and coming from that angle, and a whole lot of political stuff that was definitely prominent in this, if that makes sense, right?
Yes, it does. But the thing is, you know what, Jessica, this is where I'm at with it. And, you know, I have to remember, like, even though I spoke to him a few times, and even though Boxing spoke, and you did your thing with him, we still have to be mindful that he has family. So I'll see something that seems important, and out of respect, I'll send it to Auntie Jetta, you know, because it's like, not to bother or boast or anything, but hey, keep this in a folder real quick. You might already have it, but just trying to support in any way possible. But like in the comments, somebody said, well, what can we do to get some type of accountability? One, what type of movement can we set up to stop these interviews? She can go on as many interviews as she wants to. But I think
she can do whatever. She can do whatever. She can do whatever. We can't stop that, girl. Yes. We can't stop that, but we have a huge presence online and unity with the family, getting on the same accord with the family. You know, it's a thin line. And like you said, it's really hard to navigate because we want to show him in just the light. But we have detectives. We have people working on Ronnie's case. I want to encourage people and I want us to really, really come together to support the family, but really come together to get this taken off. Like, I don't want her going online talking about Ronnie anymore. I want us to come together and be unified, if that makes sense. You get it? Yeah. I have all the information for the detective. I have all the information for if anyone needs to send them anything. People are working in Congress to get bills passed for Ronnie. Cassandra, if you want to talk a little bit about that. People have been advocating so bad for him behind the scenes. So us coming together, us having a safe place to talk about it, people not being afraid to say his name or to post his stuff, like that is what it's going to be. That's the reality we're getting in. And this case needs to move up and move faster. And I just feel like it's not moving fast enough. And I'm not sitting here going to be quiet no more about anything. I'm here to spread his name and to talk about it. I'm not going to be shunned away. And I can't ever encourage anyone to do that. Like I said, the family has to grieve on their own, but you know, we're not going to let Ronnie keep getting dragged in the mud like that. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
So I'm trying to get a law called Can Law in honor of him. And basically that is just like, if a man does want a DNA test, he's given that DNA test without having to be given the runaround and without fear of retaliation. I want people to hear about Ronnie's story and not just think of social media. I want them to see that Ronnie's story is very common actually in the male population. And I don't want him to go out in vain. I want people to remember the light that he was, the star that he was. Like Jessica said, he was wise beyond his years for 24 years old. And I want people to look back, and I want his family to be able to have something of him to say that is my son. I don't even like mentioning the woman's name. She doesn't deserve to have a name. The only name that I want to actually say is Karan Makai Can. He will live forever. And that's what I have to say.
Amen. So I'm going to be posting that information, everything Cassandra is advocating for. Cassandra, if you'll let me, so we can share it with the fans, so we can get more support behind that. I don't know what kind of campaign they're on right now, but I think the family, my personal opinion is that the whole family knows. Carlissa, I think Jaden, I think Blueface, I think everybody knows that was Ronnie's child. Again, I've been told
gotta stop playing with it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just money being made behind her or what's going on behind it, but they're doing whatever it costs to keep this a secret, right? So the only way we have options, you know, the family could take her to court. That could be done. And I don't know what the family's doing legally or behind the scenes about it, because that's just not my business. But again, I could keep reiterating that we're here for them. And if they want to pop off and they're ready to do interviews and they're ready to talk their stuff, because people want to hear it. There's people itching and waiting to talk about Ronnie, itching to hear his support, itching for the family to talk and want to get behind it. People are so scared to talk about this and nervous to talk about it and don't know how to navigate it. It is not easy, right?
That is correct.
So people don't even know where to start. People don't even know where to start or what to do. All I know is that people are angry. I get messages daily, unfair, sad, people mourning. It hasn't been nonstop and it hasn't let up. Even since his passing, it's just as strong.
Absolutely.
It's just as strong.
And she just has a way of like threatening people where I don't know if it's a matter of people are scared of her, but I want people to understand this is like literally a regular girl, you know, and I want people to understand, you know, I'm friends with Lori Reed, which is also a family of Gervonta Davis. I'm in the boxing industry, and Lori's son, you know, had hung around Chrisean. And that's just how Chrisean always been. The person that you're seeing online, she never tried to really be famous. Like, that's just how she was. Her dirty tactics, the stuff that she does, that's how she gets down. She's always got down that way. So the person that you're seeing is somebody that's really not really trying to portray somebody. She's just like that.
Yeah, there's a
And I
lot of
feel you.
manipulation going on, a lot of manipulation that was done to Ronnie, a lot of broken promises that was done to him, and he was just so transparent. I think Ronnie deep down knows and knew 100% that that was his child, 100%.
Absolutely.
That's why he fought so hard. And so for her to sit up here, like I keep reiterating, going on these podcasts, telling everybody that he was doing this for clout, it absolutely wasn't. Not at all.
Not
He
to
was so
cut y'all
torn.
off.
He kept popping out the year before, trying, didn't know how to navigate it, popping out. The internet scares him back in. He goes back into hiding. It was so hard to deal with. And, you know, he had so many people in his ear, boy. And,
Well, right
you know,
here,
it
I'm
wasn't a
saying due to the
downfall. It was
fact,
just a lot. And I know he was talking to everybody. And I know even the Chrisean fans and some platforms were in his ear. And he was really like this, you guys. He was torn. You know, yes, we knew him and we loved him. We were there for him. But he still had his hand like Chrisean, and then with this person, and then the Chrisean people, and then us over here. And it was just like, you could tell that it was just a lot for him. And I did my best, and I never judged him. And I always would tell him, like, Ronnie, I don't care if you talk to Chrisean. I don't care what you do. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. We're going to go up. Like, we about to run your music up. Like, you're a star, right? And I would try to keep him so focused. And he would literally sit on the phone with me and be like, no, Jess, you don't understand. They're trying to this and they're trying to do this to me. And I'm just like, Ronnie, I don't none of that shit. Like, we're about to post tonight. We're about to, because you have to have an extreme focus in this industry, right? And the moment you get knocked off your pivot or people get in your head, like, it can knock you off your whole game. So I constantly, and I think back at it and I feel bad that I didn't get more involved, because I just didn't ever think that it could get this far. I never seen this coming. You get it? I really never did. Even when I was flying him out and he was fear of his life, it's just something you don't really process, you know? But I'm like,
So
I'll
look,
never have in my heart
Jessica,
someone asking me to fly them out and I really don't help. So we were about to fly him out, everything.
you're so dope. But
And
look at
so,
Auntie saying, like, Angetta says, due to the fact that they are still grieving, they haven't decided to speak out yet, but soon. So let me ask you this, Jess. As you being a manager and you're in the field, you know, but how can we, the ones that want to, you know, use our platforms to stay within alignment of all community guidelines, respect for the family, because it's not like the family does not know that they have support behind them. We want them to grieve. You know, that was that was the only male of that family. Like, come on. So what can we do as one, come together in unity to support this family, so when they are ready to push this movement, we are already on one accord?
well, that's a beautiful question, and that's a good question. And I think we're getting it together now. I think we're getting unified right now. I think we're coming out of this being silent and recognizing what we need to do. So we are about to get it all in order, and we're about to have our community. And we have a big community already, but we need to kind of close it in and be on all record. We have a lot of other celebrities that their fans are all in unison. They move accordingly. You get it? And so we want to be ready. We want to have all of us united, all of us in the same group chats, all of us ready to go when we need to go. We want to have major support. And Ronnie's built some great relationships with big platforms. You get it? Like Tasha K and some people. And I know they have told them when they are ready, like, we are here for it. And it's a lot. That's what I'm saying. I understand them, because it's a lot. Like, stepping into that is frightening, right? Like, it's just, and then with like everything in media, the Diddy trial, all this stuff we're finding out behind the scene that actually goes on in Hollywood. It's just, it's very much reality, right? So I think that's where we start first. You get it? We're not taking anything else, and we're about to get our unison in order and have our fan club, not our fan club, excuse me, have our Ronnie Doe support and our Save the Last Can, our Justice for Ronnie, or Justice for Quran unity built tight. You get it? Anything they need. Signature sign for Ronnie's Congress bill. Anything we need, anything we want, we have support and they can come to us, you know? But again, I want to reiterate to the family, like, it is very a thin line for us, because we are in media, we are in the entertainment. So you will see stuff sometimes that you often don't agree with, or it's not your liking, or it's talking about a certain person, but we have to remain a united front, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, we really do. And I want them to know that they're there for them. I'm sure his aunt appreciates all the messages. I'm sure their family appreciates everything, but we just have to kind of tiptoe and just be there to support them when they're ready. And then I
Well,
want to
she's a
ask you
boss.
too, what is your opinion on that? You asked me such a great question, but how do you believe, as a huge Ronnie supporter, that we can be unified and help out with this family for when they are ready?
So don't y'all laugh at me. So the first time I had to get his attention, he put his name on his page. So I'm like, man, I'm not gonna try to talk to this guy. But I seen everybody in the comments when he first came out. So I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna shoot my shot. So I go
Right.
ahead and I text him and I'm like, hey yo, bro, I'm your family. Tap in. He like, quit playing on my phone. I say, man, just call me and then listen to me. And then if I ain't talking what you talking about, hang up on me. He said he ain't say nothing. He called y'all, and so we get to talking. We laughing because I'm homeless at this point, y'all. Long story, for 3 months. So I'm at the hotel. I'm in the parking lot talking. He gave me such words of encouragement, but this one thing sticks out. I said, listen, bro. They all said they think it's for money. He said, man, I'm not worried about. I said, I know, but look, they think it's for money, bro. Just keep doing everything and show them you stand for something. I said, but when you do it, I want you to play that song. His song said, watch out for niggas, these streets be sticky. Don't worry about me. I'm keeping it with me. Something like that. It's something that he said in that moment. He started rapping it for me. So all I know is right now we're dealing with some spirits. We're in a spiritual warfare. We're dealing with people that are not saved. We're dealing with trolls that they call and all that. I'm 39. I'm not from that era. But what I think would start the thing, if we could get a what you call it, the signature, I'm not sure of the name that I'm looking for right now, but if we could start maybe a signature, let's gather the people first. We have to figure out one, who's a fake page, who's not. Let's go ahead and get some signatures. Whoever wants to go ahead and sign the signature just for the sign up
Like a
of
petition,
a
yeah.
petition, girl. It was
Hmm.
right there. So yeah, let's start a petition. If they standing with the family, if they rocking with them, no matter how long the family wants to take. Guess what? We already got that in order. All right. Or
Right.
we can, once we get enough signatures, maybe 300 to 500, we can say, I know one thing, Angetta, she's a breeze, okay? If you send it to her, in her timing, she will read it. She might not respond. She's going to read it though, because everything is food for thought. She's a beautiful spirit.
Beautiful.
Definitely, I say let's start there, Jessica, because you are one hell of a lady. Okay. We appreciate you for pushing his music. We appreciate that because I don't think a lot of people would have heard his voice and where he come from and his music. That was deep because he was a young prophet. So let's start with that, and then also I wouldn't agree for anybody. I really think that the commentary, the commenting on certain things, be mindful because the Rock is watching, okay? And we want her to watch, but sometimes you don't want to give away too many things we might find out. We don't want her looking and things,
Right.
and we have to be
Exactly.
careful because we know what kind of pull certain people have. We looking at Auntie Tia. You feel me? Pages are gone. So we have to be mindful, especially with me. I'm an upcoming content creator.
Yeah.
Drama isn't my focus, but Ronnie Doe's situation is. Karan's
Ooh,
situation
girl,
is. You
is
feel
it
me?
ever?
I didn't even want to jump on the other side of TikTok, but it's like, hey, this is somebody, this brother stood for something. Handsome black brother. You feel me?
Man,
So I mean,
man.
that's what has me here. That's what has him on my brain. That's what has him when I click on it. I unfollowed that person. But I said, no, I want to be sure to hear everything that you got to say. I want to hear
Yeah.
you contradict yourself. All we can do is timestamp things because everybody is just all over the place for their own personal gain. And
Yeah.
right now, what I am seeing, we're in Cali, Jessica. To be in a stroller cannot barely move your own body and to be by a current wave. We got some other issues to look out, and everybody has to work together. I'm not a, it's like I'm a mother of three, but it's like you don't want to call those three letters on a person. But dang, girl, what are you doing? We got to save him too, because that was the whole reason for the movement. That's why he put his life on the line. He didn't know he was really putting his life on the line until it was too late. You feel me? So it's like we have to do something starting with that petition. And I don't know about a cease and desist, but stop mentioning that man's name. They gotta stop mentioning if it's not for power, respect or
We are not dealing, like I said, we ain't dealing with someone normal. We dealing with something demonic, girl.
Oh
We dealing
yes,
with something
definitely.
normal.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, he put his life on the line for that baby, and like I said, it just to go back in my phone and to see all those messages from him talking about how they were gonna hurt him, and I can't, you guys. I'm sorry, I can't like it. It's hard for me to talk about still. It's gut wrenching. Like I said, it's gut wrenching, but I'm so honored, like I said, and I know he still speaks to me. I still feel him. I feel him a lot around me. So I'm thankful for that too. And I just know that his name is not going to go in vain. And I'm going to definitely continue to help him and fight for whatever he believed in. You get it?
Well, I
And
got
he's
your
going to be
back.
so big. He was already attracting more people. He was going to be bigger than Blueface and anything else. He was so
Yes,
grand.
and he
They
was
weren't ready for
solid,
that. They weren't ready for his
genuine.
light.
He came from a
And
bomb family. His auntie
Jessica,
said he's a prophet.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I think
Cassandra.
I think also the detectives, they got a lot of information. I think that they're looking at everything from an objective standpoint. I'm going to law school next year, and so I think that what the detective is going to do is when they come in for arrests, they got to make sure that everything's not politicized from a social media standpoint. I truly believe that the detectives already know what's going on, but I believe that they're being very peculiar and they're being on point. I strongly feel justice is going to be served in the next 60 days. I've been getting that feeling like the last week.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
I've been
Yeah.
feeling it. Girl, you already know we always
Yes.
feel something and then it
Yes.
happens. Me and
100%.
you, yeah.
Yeah, people are working hard behind the scenes, like I said, but I encourage anyone to speak up. I know there's some stuff that, Ronnie told me, didn't tell some people, told some people, didn't tell some people. So there is information out there that some people don't know about. There is information out there that people are protecting. There are some powerful people at play, and there's a lot of stuff being protected right now. So again,
Absolutely.
I want to put up the information for the detective. I want to put up the information for our petition that we're going to start. We are going to have a safe space to confide and to keep up with this movement and get justice for Quran. We will do anything to get it. So I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys being on here. And really quickly, you guys, I want to just have you guys talk really quickly your final words about Ronnie, and for you guys being a guest real here, go ahead and sum it up. Starting with you first, Cassandra.
I just want to say, Ronnie, we love you. We will continue to fight for you. I want to say, we love you, Aunt Jetta. We love his mom, and we will do everything in our power. When I tell you I won't stop, even if I die from this, I will do everything in my power to fight for his justice. And if I was there that night, I would have took a bullet for him without hesitation. We just love you so much, Ronnie, and I hope God is taking care of you. And I just pray every night, and we love you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
What about you, baby?
Hey, listen here, real quick and brief. Everything I said during this live, I meant that. Whatever is for Ronnie is for us. It is now a staple of the household. I'm praying for you, Jetta, and family. I mean, undeniable. Like, I'm gonna pray, and also Jessica. Whatever is needed, please do not forget me. I'm running a platform. I'm almost at 10K on here. I will push whatever the narrative is, as long as it's within community guidelines. And
Right.
anything I think of, I'll send it to you. But much love to everybody in here supporting this family respectfully, because it is greatly appreciated. I know it is. I feel that.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that so much. Like I said, I am starting, me and my team, Captain, a bunch of us are getting together these avenues for Ronnie in a safe place for his fans and us who support him to come and convene about him and talk about it and spread his message and get justice for him. There's so much that we can be doing. There's so much that everyone could be doing. So I'm just so excited that we even got to be on here. Like I said, we're usually on Instagram. We are going to be going on X. You guys are going to be going on Kick. So it's just now getting started, but it's just like, we're not going to sit here and let his name get vain and let him be forgotten. Let people just go on to pretend like they're the father of his child. Let people get off and make money off of that baby. It's not happening. It's not happening. So So I want you guys to scream, long live Ronnie, justice for Quran, save the last can in the comments. And you guys, we're going to be doing another live coming up shortly. And I want to reiterate something very clearly. This is still under investigation. There's stuff that I know that I cannot speak about yet. I haven't got clearance with the family. I haven't spoken directly to the proper people I need to speak to. I don't know if they want us explaining all that. What I can tell you, definite and direct, is that Chrisean is on a smear campaign. She's lying about Ronnie. She knows good and well that Ronnie is the father of Chrisean Jr. She's going to do whatever it takes to protect her legacy with Blueface. She's going to do whatever it takes to have her situation be with Blueface what it was before he went into jail. She'll take anybody out. Her team will take any page down. And they are trying to erase him from history and erase him from the map like he didn't even matter. We're not standing for that.
Yeah, this is bigger than what we think it is. They will all go
down. Blueface, all of them, before Ronnie ever is forgotten. Yeah. And so, like I said, we have people behind the scenes advocating, attorneys, people like Cassandra who are visiting Congress and taking the legal route for Ronnie. There's people working for him. We're not blasting it on the internet because of safety purposes. Now, but please know we are working hard for him.
Yes, and just from you saying that, I don't know. I know you're back on here. I would advise you. This is just coming from I'm with an agency now on TikTok. What I would do is make your page private because you're not on here for socialization. You're on here for a movement. Definitely, I would make your page private and go through your current followers as of right now. Monitor who you let up in here because it's big over here on TikTok. Anybody can make an account. Anybody can do different things. So if you want to start with that safe place, make your page private over here. Go through your current listing when you have time and get up out of there. What we don't want it. Unwanted trash needs to go.
Yes, and that's very important too. We're so open being in the public. Thank you, baby, for saying that so much. But this is really a safe place for those who really supported Ronnie and connected with him. And I don't want anybody in this. This was an open live just to invite people. But I know they in there, girl. They see me. One thing about me and my team, we do not shy away, and we really about this shit on the internet. We really about that life. So you could take my page down. You could all just make another one. I'm not Bonnie. I'm not them. I'm not in the limelight. I will keep making them. I will keep coming back. It doesn't matter. You get it? It's just there's already a mission. There's already a destiny. There's already a mission at hand. I care too much about this person, and I'm going to do anything I can to fight for their honor and their justice. You get it?
Let's go. We can be. I know. Like I see Boxing, the Whisperer. She's with you. Come on, we going all the way live.
We are, girl. It's been hard. I'm not going to lie. It's been. Oh my God, that I wasn't ready for that. I'm still not ready for it. I still can't even believe it. It still feels like a dream. I feel so hurt. And
it feels like yesterday, honestly. It gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I remember the day it happened, like I was crying and Bonnie was checking on me, Jessica was checking on me. I couldn't really do anything. I still can't, you know.
Yeah. And that's what I want the family to understand, that he impacted so many people. This man was magic. He was a real prophet. Yes. For you to change so many people's life like this and to touch people and for your story to resonate, it sickens me how they treated him. It sickens me how people came from him, didn't even give him a chance. It was parallel to Bonnie's situation. Wouldn't even let her explain, wouldn't even let her tell what happened or the story. They just, you know, and came down really hard, and they were not going to let it. Ronnie was resistant. He resisted. And it was getting hard for him, and I was just, keep going, Ronnie, keep going. And the way he was moving up, just his analytics, it was a matter of time before he was bigger than them all. It was they had to stop him. They had to dim his light. They had to.
No, they didn't dim his light.
In the afterlife.
Exactly.
He's going to live forever.
Exactly. And so I'm just like, you know, what are we going to do? What are we going on year 1, 2? What are we going to do 1 or 2 years from now? You get it? I often think, does the family even want that? So much hurt and pain came with it. And if they didn't, it would be understandable. I don't know. It's a mind F, right? There's so many layers.
I think it would be heartening. I mean, it's hard because, you know, when you sit back and think, like, you know, I think right now is to wait for, like, we can't do anything major because we definitely have to follow the family because we can push, but this is a baby that they raised and, you know, brought up. Like, this is heartbreaking. Like, damn, even if we do do this, like, you know, I don't want it to affect his mom. Like, his mama's still going through it, and you know, we don't have no time. And grief has no time limit. So I just want to be mindful and, you know, push for what's right. But it's like
Yeah.
we cannot push far. I think just you, or, you know, make sure with whatever we do, if it's gonna be a petition started, clear it with the family first, you
Yeah.
know, and just keep working because y'all doing big things in the background. I had no clue of, but this is phenomenal for that young man because he was an awesome young man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And like I said, I can't talk too much about some stuff, but
Yes, yes,
we're getting
yes.
bigger names to advocate for him now. If you even go to my page, you'll probably get a clue who it is. We have people that are ready to talk about it. Tia Kemp coming out saying, let's talk about Ronnie.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
Tia, let's talk about Ronnie. When my auntie said that, oh my God.
She clocked
Oh
that
my
thing.
God, it was
That girl
okay.
shut
I had to go,
up.
oh my God.
And wait, she was in the gym the other day, y'all, and she said, I gotta work on this fupa. I said, oh, you got the message from Auntie, didn't you?
The way she said it is like there's this underlining secret that no one wants to talk about. Yeah, let's talk about Ronnie. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that you don't want to talk about. Let's talk about what you did to him.
You
You
know what
haven't
was
heard
Straight
nothing
up.
crazy though,
else.
Jessica? When she tried to lie and said that she didn't threaten Tia, but literally Tia went live when Chrisean was blowing her phone up 1 a.m.
Oh, Tia clocked it. Tia
Hmm.
clocked it, girl. From the left
All
key
of it.
gunplay, the ice comments to all this weird shit. It's running amok. Disgusting. Don't
Hmm.
talk about Ronnie. Don't say his
Do
name.
not
It
do
doesn't even look, it doesn't even
it.
suit you. You look like a demon saying it. Don't even talk about him. You don't even deserve it. Don't talk about,
No.
don't say his name. Don't let it roll off the tongue. It's
Yeah,
disgusting.
Etsy land. They said they keep
Yeah.
taking her
And
IG
then did you
pages
catch in
down.
the Jason Lee interview? Jason Lee quickly goes, didn't you try to get Blueface on a live too?
Yes, and
Yeah.
yes,
So we
yes.
just,
It's like a joke though to them. Like, I mean, what the
thank
heck? And
you.
he ran for come on, we in Cali. He ran for Stockton mayor. Like what? Like what are you doing, brother? But you know what? We just gotta take names and we just gotta know what we know. I'm
Yeah.
glad Aunt Jetta, she got up under Nene Leak's you know, commentary like girl.
Yeah.
Like now, but see, I'm glad that The Rock did that because she did open a lot of doorways.
Oh,
So
so many
whenever
doorways.
they are whenever the family is ready, they're
Yeah.
going to welcome them with open arms, flights, hotels,
Like,
and
yeah.
all, baby.
And
Yes.
it's just like I said, it gives me the heebie-jeebies to have her smile on that camera and be
Yep.
like, "Man,
Woo!
oh, I talked to
And
them. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they said, you know, if that was my son, we."
a Jay's in the chat, and I just want to say, you know, like I'm so glad that we're talking about this because I just want to say and applaud to Jay for her patience, her level of patience. That was her best friend, and the fact that a Jay had to sit there for all these months
I know.
and see Chrisean play in her face like that,
Yeah.
and it's like finally she had to say something.
She a
She had to
boss for
finally
it
say
though.
something
Oh,
last
I'm
week.
so proud of her. I love her. That's my baby too.
Yeah, she stood up for her family because
Yeah,
that's her
Ronnie
family
don't
too.
play about her.
So don't. And she's a
Yeah.
beautiful spirit. She is.
It's a lot, you guys, and that's what I'm saying. We want to be there for you. Whenever you're about to make a statement, whenever anyone needs to make a statement, you have us. Please don't think you don't. You have a team ready to ride for him.
That's
Y'all
right.
have support. You have so much support. You guys don't know who we know, and we are ready. You
Big
have people
bosses.
ready, and it's go. And the moment his family steps out and say, "Let us tell you what's really going on," it's over.
Yeah,
It's
and
Yeah.
we
over.
will support you, Jay. Don't worry about her threatening you. Keep documentation, you
Yeah.
know, all that stuff. Cause I'm ready to
AJ
ride
ready.
for real.
AJ ready, y'all, but we ready too. We gonna
Right.
come back. And hey,
So,
y'all, I don't know in the chat, Jessica out here in Cali, and look, I don't know. A lot of people say a lot about Cali, but know this: once it gets to the right person, it's big support. It's gonna go big. It's
yeah,
gonna go through all the
I couldn't
cities.
believe how fast Ronnie was blowing up. I couldn't believe, and it's just so crazy that he had wanted that for so long and he wanted to come out and never knew how to do it. And I was just like, I got you. I did it with Bonnie. I was like, we about to run it up, and we did. And it was going amazing, and I was just so proud of him. And I just, like I said, I have to fight with myself sometimes. I feel bad sometimes. I really do, because I'm like, what did I miss? Did it just go over my head? So it's just like I have a promise to myself, and I thank you guys for believing in him, and I thank you guys for seeing what I see and you guys being so kind to him. And I know that he got to experience like fighting after his dreams. He got to experience manning up and taking accountability for Junior because he believed that that was his son. He got to experience those things, and I'm so honored to be a part of it and that you guys showed him so much love, because there was a lot of craziness too, but oh, there was so much love. He was so much love. He would tell me sometimes, like, these people, the way they write me, like, they look up to me. And I'm like, yeah, they really do. Like, you are an honorable man. There is men out there that run when they hear baby mama, that run when they hear kids and taking responsibility. And we're talking about someone arguably with a disability, and you fighting with every soul in your body for that baby. Such an honor.
He said he's still $1 billion baby. He just not a what? Okay.
Such an honorable man. So you guys, I thank you so much for coming on tonight. I have to get going. I'm so sorry. I have to cut it a little short. And we are going to be doing this again. And I will keep in touch with all of you guys. But we're going to start advocating for Ronnie. We're not letting this slide anymore, you guys. And hopefully I can talk to the family. And hopefully I can have a little more to reveal for you next week if I get permission to, because I think it's about time that we really start talking about the real. We have receipts, we have screenshots, we have this, we have timelines, we have navigations, we have so much stuff. Ronnie sent me everything. So it's time now. We let the family grieve, and you're not going to keep getting on these platforms talking about Ronnie's legacy and his life like he was a deadbeat clout chaser. He cared more about that baby than you, girlfriend.
Well, the real is with you. Know that.
Yeah. Amen. So thank you guys so much. I have to get going. Any last words? Ronnie's fans, you guys, please like and subscribe. We'll be doing this again. Check out for updates. Again, I'm Jessica Westside Story. This was our live about Ronnie Doe, update on Ronnie Doe. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining. Can you guys hear me?